Hello, I'm Amber Uper, and this is a model kit review. And as you can see, for this model kit review, we have an old Revell kit for the Convair B-24 Liberator. And this is a really old kit. I don't think you can see it here, but there's a 1964 copyright date right here on the side of the box. So this kit was made sometime in the 1960s, and the box art is pretty good, especially for that period. So let's take a look at the side here. Well, you already seen this side. And here is one of the ends, and the other side is a couple of other kits that they made at the time, and then this is the other end. Now this has a I can't read it. It's a price sticker on it, but it's pretty much faded out. So, let's take a look. I have a feeling that parts are all over the box. I can hear them moving around. But like I said, this is a vintage kit. It was bought off the used kit market or vintage kit market on eBay. So, here's your instructions. Yeah, the parts are everywhere in here. Here's your decals. You can see how yellowed the clear parts are, or the clear decals. So yeah, this is old decals. These look like they're probably still usable if you can keep them from breaking up when you go to put them on. So we'll put them over there. And here's your instructions for the B-24. This is all in the description of the plane here. And let's see, and we got just some drawings of it here. I suppose it shows you where the decals go, so there's that. So we'll get to the assembly instructions here. Okay, this, I'm not sure, this might be the navigator. Shows assembly of that figure to a seat. And here is your pilots in the bottom of the cockpit. And then we've got this, which looks like one of the landing gear inside of this bucket here. Interesting. And then you've got, these are all sub-assemblies, obviously. One of your turrets. This is the one of the top turrets, I believe. And this one here is probably another top turret. One of these is a tail turret, and the other one is the top turret, I do believe. I think this is the top, and this is the tail. Yeah, if you look here, it shows this one is the tail, so I guess I had them wrong. This is the top, this is the tail. Okay. So this is your assembly of the body and all of these sub-assemblies into the body, and your canopy. And you get to the tail wing sections, and apparently they had this kit set up so these were movable, which was kind of common back in the 60s and 70s. And then you've got your vertical tail pieces with the rudders there, and then you've got your wings. Shows the motor assembly, putting them on there. Apparently there's not a whole lot to the motors. Lower wing, upper wing, here's your flaps and ailerons. And then all your other stuff here. And I don't know if there's painting. Yeah, there's some painting instructions here in there. It's pretty typical of the older instructions. They'd show you the painting instructions in the assembly there. So let's see. Okay, here's the rest of it right here. All your exterior details. Here's your ball turret from underneath. So that's about it. Here's your landing gear. Do we have a landing gear? Wing landing gear. Oh yeah, here it is right here. Shows you putting it together. So these instructions are fairly simple, not very complex, but And again, consider the kit's, what is it, 50 years old. So there's that. And then we'll get into the parts. I'm going to move this box out of the way. Here's your two fuselage halves. Lots of rivet detail all over this plane. And the insides of them, you can see where the cockpit parts go in here, the flight deck. So that's the body halves. Go together like that. And we've got, here's a couple of wings. Here's your lower part and your upper part. Here's where the landing gear goes up in. These just go together like this, more or less. And you got your ailerons and your flaps. So that's one wing. And the other wing is still attached to the sprue, as is this part, which I think is the rudder on one of the vertical tail surfaces. So then we've got this, which is probably the sprue that the other wing came off of. Here's your, I'm not sure if those are ailerons or if they're flaps, actually. There's one landing gear. And here's the other ones, so maybe these are the flaps. Here's a propeller. Here's the deck for the flight deck. Your seats would go on to here where these little holes are. Let's see, what else we got in the box? Here is your tail, your horizontal tail surface. And you got, these are the figures that go in the turrets. And I believe 2 pilots. Here's another propeller. It's missing one of the whatever they call those. The blades, yes, that. It's floating around in the box, I'm sure. And we get to this. Here is some more small parts. It's a wheel. That's probably the nose wheel. A couple of seats. Various parts for the body, I suppose. And we got another piece here. It's a half. This is one of the verticals. This is where it plugs into the horizontal part of the tail. Let's see. Here's another sprue. This has got your horizontal surfaces for the, I'm not sure what they're called, ailerons, flaps, whatever it is. Here's the guns for the turrets. Well, actually, those are the side defensive guns. These are the turret guns here. This is part of the ball turret for underneath. One set of wheels. This is the parts of the front wheel, the front landing gear wheel that go up in here. So we get that out of the way. Let's just bring this over here now. So we got some loose parts here. There's the clear parts. And this is the nose. This is one of the ball turrets. Or one of the turrets. This is another one of the turrets. And this is a turret. And this is the canopy. And this, I'm not even sure what that is. Maybe it's the top of the ball turret that hangs underneath. Here's the landing gear for the front wheel. Oh, there's another figure. Okay, not sure what that is. Probably for a propeller. Here's a. Oh, I see why there's no detail parts for the engine. They're just cast. So you got 4 engine cowlings with the engines cast into them. Here's another propeller and another propeller, and here's a blade that broke off of that one and a blade that broke off of this other one. And let's see, that is that for the bottom? Yeah, it's for the bottom. I think it goes on like this, and the ball turret hangs down from there. Another couple of wheel parts, some more. The other vertical tail surface, and this is one of the rudders. Here's the other rudder for the other one. This is one of the landing gear, and then there's a couple of different parts. So all these parts. This is what happens when you buy an old kit. A lot of times the parts, a lot of parts loose in the box. You know, other people have handled them and examined the parts and all of that good stuff. So it's a, you hope when you buy something like this that all of the parts are there. But it's such a cool kit that it's usually, you know, unless they say missing parts, it's worth taking a chance on these old kits because they're really cool. And they do assemble into a nice model once they're done. As you can see, this one's got a lot of parts for the various assemblies. It's interesting that it's got figures. It's got 5 figures for inside the plane. That's that wing. Here's that loose propeller. The other vertical tail surface. And here's your 2 body halves. And that is what's in this box. Get the decals in there. Put the lid back on. And that is my review for the old Revell kit for the Convair B-24 Liberator in 1/72 scale. Thanks for watching.